Good morning, everyone. It's Wendy, and it is November 12th, 2022. Happy birthday, all you YouTube babies and Facebook babies and whoever you are out there. Hello. Good morning. Happy Saturday morning. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Sun is shining, see right on my face. My husband made me a nice, I would say half a cup of coffee, because I don't drink I don't even drink half a cup. I drink maybe a few sips, and that's about it. Sometimes I'll drink it all, but I only have a half a cup, so don't fill it to the rim with brim. So with that said, I want to come on board, okay? For many of you who do not know or do know, I was recently admitted into a hospital. I first went to a clinic because I got a dog bite by my Henry dog. My dog Henry dog. Anyways, I was being loving on him and playful and whatnot, and he wasn't having it. He was in his mood and having a bad dog day and bit me, and it got infected, unfortunately. So I go to do the normal protocol that you would do with a dog bite, did all the tests, shot everything, urgent care, did all that, but it just extremely got infected within a day or two. So they ended up admitting me to the hospital for went in last week, got out last week, or the week before, and got out last week. I think it was the 7th or 8th. Anyways, so, mind you, I'm not here to knock anybody down or whatever, but I am here to talk about, working as unto God, versus is working for yourself, and are just worried about getting a paycheck. But what I want to talk about is how people place the IV trick. I think it's a trinket or something, the needle point thing they stick in to start the IV. So I want to show you a good IV that leaves no markings versus an IV that leaves markings. And the reason I'm saying this is because in any field you work in, you're going to have your good people and you're going to have your bad people. And just because there's a few bad apples in the bunch doesn't make the whole bunch bad. That's my philosophy. That's my attitude. I'm sure y'all have probably similar attitudes about it. So, I worked as a nurse's aide from 1985, around 85, 86, as a nurse's aide. I did not get licensed until 1996. I was in a nursing facility, and they did the schooling in that facility. So I went to that for 3 months and got my CNA license by the grace of God. That's all I have to say. But with that, I just want to again go over a good quality professional worker who likes and or loves their job, and it shows. And is not partial or, shows favoritism. But my attitude is, if you're in a job that you love, again, it's going to show. It's going to show in your work performance. It's going to show in your heart. It's going to show in your attitude. It's going to show in the way you communicate. It's going to come out. And it's going to come out for the good or for the bad. Okay? So I had that experience going in. Again, I'm not here to bash anyone or whatever like that, because I don't think that's productive, but I do need to share the truth, and the truth is out there that, if you don't like your job, or you're just there for a paycheck, or you're just partial, showing favoritism, get out of there. Don't do the job. Find something that your heart really enjoys doing. And I'm a human being, and I'm not perfect, and I never claimed to be. I was not a perfect worker. I wasn't a perfect mom. I'm not a perfect wife. Not a perfect daughter. Not a perfect sister. Not a perfect cousin. Not a perfect aunt. God knows my makeup. That's all I have to say. And that's why Jesus Christ came and died, because I'm not perfect and I'm a sinner saved by God's grace. And that's alone how it is all across the board. All across the board. All across the board. With that said, this is a hand that had my IV connected to it, okay? For the whole time I was in the hospital stay. You don't show very much markings, okay? You show the holes, but not very much markings, okay? That's a person who knows how not only to place that IV and to find the right vein, because I'm always telling them to do this hand, because that vein right there, right here, I'm covering up my other hand, I'm sorry. Right here. Okay, because for some reason, that's the best vein that draws blood. So, you can do my arm. Anyways, so a little or no, effort. Didn't take this person much effort to do it. And I say kudos to that person. That person did an excellent job and cared as that person was doing their job. It's vitally important you care about what you do as being an employee or having a career of a job you just enjoy doing. Now, with that said, I'm going to show you a big difference. Same field, but someone who doesn't care and or is partial, showing favoritism, or just hates their job altogether. And it shows. Again, it shows here, it shows here, and here we go. It shows here. Okay? The first time, the little ones right there. The second, the third. If you're seeing what I'm talking about, okay? That is a shoddy line in the medical field, okay? When you have to keep prodding and poking your patient, you shouldn't do that. If you don't know how to put one in, just because you're a registered nurse doesn't mean you know how to do your job. Just because you got your certificate and or license doesn't mean you're good at what you do. It just means that you need either more schooling and education on how to put in an IV. And that's all I'm trying to say here is just, be humble, admit that, you're flawed. I mean, it took this person several times and then went to calling someone else. And at that point, I was released. from the hospital. But I just wanted to show you quality work versus not quality work, okay? And it's very important, again, that you love your job and care for, your customers, clients, patients, whatnot, because you're always going to deal with people wherever you go, no matter what. Again, it shows here, here, and here, and just the heart is the real big issue. Again, we want to stand before our God one day and hear him say, "Well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of my rest." And so I pray and hope I make it. I've accepted God's perfect gift, and that's what these are. These are gifts and talents God gives us. The ability to work with our hands, our mouth, our eyes, our hands and feet, whatnot. Whatever your gift is, use it as you're using it before God and the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, who is Jesus Christ. Through the power of the Holy Spirit, may he enable each and every one of us to do our very best and leave the rest up to God, So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. But again, quality versus quantity versus good attitude, good heart, good vibes, whatever it is out there you want to show up with each and every day, and do it as you enjoy it. If you don't enjoy your job, or you don't enjoy keeping company with people or whatnot, don't. Get out of that job. Go do something that you really are good at and enjoy. Just because you're licensed to do something in a field doesn't mean maybe at that time you wanted to do it really wholeheartedly, but, again, it shows, in your eyes and in your heart and your attitude and whatnot. So, with that said, have a beautiful day. Smile and put a smile on someone's face. You only have one life to live. You don't want to end up in the general hospital. Because as the world turns, we have only one Ryan's hope. That is God, Father, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit. So, do it with passion. Love you guys. God bless.